Hello, Renee Flamont here. You guys, last video we talked about the power trip that the narcissist goes on and how they like to be in control. Well, I wanted to make sure that we expanded on this so that we covered the fact that even if you react negatively, it doesn't matter if you react negatively or positively. If they are controlling how you are feeling, they're winning. They're directing you and they're winning. And it's kind of like a toddler who will take negative attention over no attention. That I put to the test and it is real, okay? They will pick at you and pick at you and pick at you and pick at you until you respond. I use the internet like poking at you with a fire poker. And then you jump, finally. They wanted that. They are motivated. I guess I want to make sure that this is very much understood. They're trying to bother you, to react bothered. They're trying to execute the power of making you swoon when they're coming at you from a good perspective and they want you to react to something big that they're doing. They're trying to control how you're reacting. And you know what? I really don't think they care. They want you to react the way that they want you to react, but I don't think that they have a preference over negative or positive. I think it just depends on their mood and what phase they're going through. I mentioned last video or the one before that my brother was here post-COVID for a few months while his house was being built. So you can't put a French person we're builders by trade, not in life, but by trade going back generations. The Flamands, the French people, they've all built their own homes. They can fix anything, do anything. So my brother went right through this house, right through it, remodeled everything. The narcissist didn't and couldn't turn one screw. So I mentioned there were some things here that I knew made him feel inferior. Well, how do you think that's going to make him feel? He's 15 years older than my brother. Not one screw. I mean, nothing. There was never a dual project ever. Nothing. Me and my brother, because I'll get right in there. I'll tile. I'll do anything. Not one thing. Made himself scarce. I had already thrown him out, but we were still seeing each other, but he would make himself scarce when we were working on projects. I recognized that in direct relation to that, the worse he felt about himself in the face of all of what he didn't know how to do, he felt powerless. So where was he going? The harm he inflicted upon me for those 4 months that my brother was here and he lived elsewhere but would come around is beyond belief. Because I think he was orchestrating making me feel terrible. He felt terrible in the face of all of this going on. He didn't know anything. Had to feel pretty lousy. You're a grown man. You tout this grown man persona, but you couldn't hammer one nail. You didn't do anything. And I didn't want him to. I didn't ask him to. I wanted it to be a project with, but wouldn't have known how. So subsequently, he's going to control me by trying to make me feel bad about myself, which the entire time it was one disaster date after another. You guys know I've defined a disaster date is when you find something out. Oh my God, I think I had 15 disaster dates within 4 months. He was trying to control my reaction. He didn't care that I was coming back and berserk and yelling and screaming and arguing. And why? He had me talking to him. He had me engaged with him. He had me still upset. He knew he could get to my reaction. Then he knew he could butter me up on a certain night, take me out, and now I'm having fun and I'm laughing, and now he's getting positive attention from me. So he's controlling that reaction. It makes them feel so powerful when they can control our reaction. And as long as they can control your reaction, they won't leave you alone. We'll get into the next video, I already have it outlined, is the fact that when you learn how to control your reaction or minimalize it or not react at all, that's when you start to take the power back. That's when he started, it was easier for me to make him go away. He wasn't interested. I wasn't reacting anymore to the way that he wanted. I was challenging him. While they're with you, they are so wrapped up in the manipulation of the relationship. I don't know if they know why, but they're so wrapped up in that manipulation because they're desperate to get the reaction out of you. They will feed off of that. So if they're love bombing you, what's their reaction they're trying to control? They're trying to control you swooning, and you respond in the swooning like we've all done in the love bombing. That's why we ended up in these relationships. They're controlling that. They feel powerful. It's been a couple of months. Now you're getting too big for your britches, and they don't like it. And you had more fun than they did when you were out. You got more attention than they did when you were out. Whatever the reason. They had a bad day. An X supply is no longer available to them. They feel like cheating. It doesn't matter why. But they try to make you now the opposite of swooning. Now they're going to break into devalue. And you're going to hear something like, yeah, that neighbor, she followed me. There's a neighbor down the street. It's a lady. I don't know her. But he kept trying to tell me, oh, yeah, she'll stop on her bike and talk to me. Like triangulation 101. Started in on that. Why? He's trying to make me feel bad about myself. He's trying to control my reaction. He's trying to make me say, oh, really? And be jealous. He wanted me to be jealous. He's controlling my reaction. It's a win for them. Then he wants to make me feel good again. He's going to come on with the charm and order the flowers and be, funny with friends and vivacious at the party. And he's going to want me to be happy that night. So we have a good night. And then on the way home, this happened. He's trying to control my reaction. What? I don't know why. Maybe we had too good of a night. He kept reaching. I'm driving. I usually like to drive because I know I don't drink and drive. And this cat was always drinking. And I generally like to drive anyway because I don't know who's drinking or doing. I just like, We had gone an hour away. So I drove. He's playing like a child would in a toy car. He's playing with my shift thing while I'm driving. It's not a manual, it's an automatic, but it can go into certain like sports setting. I pulled over, I said, this isn't funny and he kept laughing and I kept saying stop and he kept laughing and I kept saying stop. This isn't funny or cute or anything. This is a vehicle. We could die. I don't find this to be funny. He's trying to control my reaction. We came off having a great night with my people. He saw me being loved and with people, my people. So I love them. They love me. We had a great night. Now he's feeling what? Inferior? Maybe he's starting to think that his family, his friends, he doesn't have that kind of circle. He's feeling inferior about himself. He wants to feel superior. He wants to control my reaction, not let me keep this high of just having been with my people. And he's going to mess with the driving the whole way home to the point that I'm screaming, panicked, hysterical. I should have pulled over and kicked him out of the car and watched him try to get some kind of Uber or taxi because he doesn't know how to do anything by himself. That's what I should have done. I should have taken control of my own reaction. And at any moment, you really can. I look back on it, I'm glad, like my path, like my journey, always. But I really look at things now, and my reaction would be completely different. You're not going to make me swoon by asking me to go on a cruise. I'm going to tell you you're out of your mind, and I just met you. So you're not controlling my reaction anymore. You're not going to try to make me stand up and pose for you on FaceTime because you want to make sure that I look like what I said I looked like online, which I told you that example recently. No. controlling my reaction. You want me to what? Stand up and be complimented that you want to see what I look like? Like, I don't even understand that move. Except that you wanted to make sure that I wasn't like. It's all controlling what you do. And I've learned in the last year and a half, nobody's been able to control my reaction. I've come back every time with, nope, not doing that, not interested in that, don't believe that, not going there. I challenge people now because I'm not going to have my reaction controlled ever again. That's the only thing we can control. And I have to work on this still. And I've told you guys, I have triggers with certain peripheral narcissists. They might say something, they might act a certain way, and I try to keep it in. I try to rein it in. Next video is going to be about that, taking the power back and not reacting. There's a lot that goes into that. It's a work in progress. It's very hard with me with certain people. And every single time I react, I say to myself, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make you react. They were trying to make you blow up, cry, laugh, be happy, be sad, be mad, have an argument. They might be bored or lonely that day and want to argue with you. Controlling your reaction makes them feel better than, like in a world where they don't really feel superior because they can't turn one screw in 4 months of renovations, they need to look to feel that way somehow. Well, the only way they can do it is to manipulate you to make you feel inferior to them. And how can they do that? By imposing things upon you that control your reaction. And again, whether they're affecting you in a positive way or a negative way doesn't make a difference to them. It's all attention. It's all time spent on them. They got you mad? Ooh, they might be down for 4 hours now. I think to myself, how many times we sat out there and had 3 and 4 hour discussions. He loved every second of it. He had me all twisted up, talking about something for 4 hours, placating me, saying, oh, sure, yes, I know. Only to have his phone go off, beeping in the middle of the 4 hour talk, talking about changing. He loved that reaction. That's controlling my reaction too. You had to see me flip out. I feel like because he was lining up new supply, because he knew that things were changing around here. He felt the temperature changing, but he still had control over me. He still was able to get me to react to things. Hi, baby. Rather than just not be affected by him. And that is the best place you can land with a narcissist, is to not be affected by them anymore. Or at least not to show them that you are. Because sometimes you can't help but you feel like, you might say, well, Renee, what do you mean? I can't help it if I'm mad. That just happens. He cheated. But again, we're going to get into next time taking the power back and controlling your reaction. But I want you to keep it in mind that controlling your reaction is their point. That's their whole goal. It's making them feel in charge. It's making them feel like the captain of the ship, the pilot of the whole thing. You can't be in charge. Who are you? Who are you? You're going to be in charge. They have to be in charge. So especially you're coming off something fantastic, they're going to squish you down. You've been down, they feel like having you up. It's Sunday football, people are coming over, they're going to try to bring you up. They enjoy watching how they can make you be in a certain mood. They love figuring out that with certain words or actions, they have the ability to affect your whole day. That's a powerful place for one human being to have over another. One that I don't think any human being should have over another. Past minor childhooddom, right? We as parents have effect over our past that, you're an adult. No human should have that much control over your state of being affected, good or bad. And I allowed it. Oh, I allowed it. More than once. So upset, so upset, so upset. Or so happy, so happy, so happy. Both extremes, too, you have to look at. Anyone that wants to make you feel this good and this bad, that's a red flag. That controlling how we react is their entire focus. From day one in love bombing, straight through devalue, all through the Hoover, all through everything. They're controlling your reaction, and I want you to be aware of it, because they will continue to hang around you and control your reaction for as long as you allow them to. So I ended up finally making my narcissist hear me. The discard was finally final, and there were no more Hoovers. Why? Because I stopped reacting. They need the reaction. They need the reaction. They won't continue if you're not responding to anything that gives them a high or a low. He had zero control over me. He felt it, and he went away. And let's get into how you can do that. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time.